People often ask me what the best camera is for capturing everyday life. Whether it's your kids growing up, your travels, or those spontaneous moments that disappear in a blink, maybe you're tired of using your phone and you want something a little more dynamic. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the best cameras for daily use, and we'll help you figure out which one is right for your lifestyle. We're going to cover our top picks for cameras, real life use cases, and the difference between using your phone and a dedicated camera. We'll also cover who each camera is for based on your lifestyle, some accessories that can make a big difference, and some bonus tips to help you get better shots no matter what type of camera you use. My name is Mark Bergering. I'm a professional photographer and filmmaker, and here on YouTube, I help thoughtful photographers simplify their gear, elevate their vision, and shoot with purpose. Subscribe so you don't miss our weekly videos. As always, I'll link to all the gear down in the description below, and that's a great way to help support the channel. There will also be a link to our shop down there where you can go get our essential travel photography guide, which is a great thing to have if you're going out on some travels this summer. What makes a great camera for daily life? It's not just about specs, it's about passion, speed, ease of use, portability, and image quality that makes you actually want to print and share those photos. You want something you can carry and you can rely on without overthinking it. Let's talk through my camera recommendations. Picking one camera to use on a daily basis is hard. There's a ton of choices out there and a lot of factors to consider. Here are my top recommendations for an everyday camera, assuming we're looking at a roughly $1,000 price range and you want a relatively simple setup that you can carry and take with you everywhere. All right, my first pick is the Fujifilm X100VI. This is stylish, it's compact, it fits in a jacket pocket, and this one's for the minimalist who loves quality. It features a 23mm fixed lens, which is roughly a 35mm equivalent, which is one of our favorite focal lengths if you've watched anything on this channel. And it allows you to simplify scenes with a friendly rangefinder perspective. Although it's a bit pricey, this camera has a cult following and the retro design is fresh and clean. It's important to know that you are committing to just one focal length and there's no swapping lenses. My number 2 pick is the Canon R50. It's small, lightweight, and beginner friendly and perfect for parents and hobbyists. It's great for creating photo and video content without breaking the bank. It uses an aps-c size sensor and has solid specs for the price. If you have a little more money to spend, you might step up to the Canon R8, which is a full frame. It comes with a lot of feature upgrades from that Canon R50. My third choice is the Sony a6000 series. There's 6 models between the a6000 and the a6700. A lot of different variations and choices, but they are all kind of similar. They use an aps-c sensor, they have solid performance in a compact package. Either find one that meets your specific goals, such maybe you're vlogging or taking still photos, or you can shop by budget and shop on used or eBay if you're looking at one of the older models. We used the Sony a6000 for many years and I have some of my favorite images created with that camera. Third is the Nikon Z50 II. This is the newest camera on the list and packs an impressive spec list for the aps-c size sensor. It shoots photos and videos with powerful features inherited from some of its more expensive counterparts higher up in the Nikon lineup. Nikon has lagged a little bit in the development of their mirrorless cameras, but the latest releases that are coming out, including this one, are definitely worth a look. And the fifth thing I'll recommend is an iPhone. Looking at a late model iPhone 15 or 16, honestly, your phone might be a powerful storytelling tool if you know how to use it well. Phones are not ideal for low light and when you want more lens options, but it might be a great place to start with a camera that has a great value and something you already have. However, despite this, I like having a dedicated camera because I really like the performance that is in a camera and it takes me out of phone world. As I said before, use the links in the description below to shop and help support the channel. All right, let's talk through some real life scenarios where these cameras really shine. So if you're at home, maybe you're grabbing candid shots of your kids playing and it's in low light, I would go with a camera that performs well indoors, like the first 4 options I mentioned and listed in the description. On vacation, you might want something lightweight and discreet and travel friendly. Allows you to keep shooting all day. You also want something that's going to be fun to use, like the Fuji. Maybe you're at school or sporting events and you need fast autofocus and zoom really matters here. You'll want to have a camera option that has interchangeable lenses so you can get a telephoto lens to really narrow in on your subject, or maybe you even want a wide angle lens to capture the whole scene. The Sony is going to be really great here. There's a ton of lens options for the Sony system. For vlogs and video creators, having a flip screen is going to be really nice, and the internal mic quality is going to be important. You'll also want to check the video specs and make sure that you can get something that you can do slow motion with to shoot B-roll. Go with the Nikon Z50, the second version. All right, let's talk about the phone versus camera debate, because that's often something people are considering when they're shopping in this market. You might be asking, do I actually need a dedicated camera? Isn't my phone already good enough? Yes and no. While phones are convenient and getting better with every model, they fall short in terms of zoom, depth, and low light performance. A real camera helps you slow down and be more intentional and actually enjoy the creative process. It won't interrupt you with notifications. And if you're watching this video, you're probably ready to jump into a dedicated camera. If budget is tight, you can shop on the used market through B&H or eBay. Maybe you sell your $1,000 new iPhone and get a $1,000 camera instead. However, if you're not convinced yet, maybe you're going to continue using your phone. I recommend you use all the features. So you're going to need to learn how to get the most out of it. That's going to require watching some videos and really diving into those features. All right, let's talk about choosing a camera based on your lifestyle. Okay, say you're the parent. You want something fast, easy, and reliable. Autofocus is going to be key. Go with the Canon R50, the Nikon Z50 Mark II, or the Sony a6000. They're all great bets. You're probably focusing on photos more than videos. The hobbyist. You want to get creative, you want control, you love learning. Go for a camera like the Fujifilm X100VI or an entry-level mirrorless that feels ergonomic and you really have the joy of using it. The Nikon Z-FC is also another option that similarly has a retro feel to the Fuji. All right, let's say you're a minimalist. You want portability and simplicity. Check out the Fuji X100VI or maybe even your phone with the right techniques. The benefit of a phone is that you never need a computer or hard drive to process or store your images. For the content creator, you're gonna want great video quality. You want a flip screen, a mic input. You might look at the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II or the Nikon Z50 Mark II. What's your photography style? Are you a hobbyist, parent, minimalist, or content creator? Let me know in the comments below and what challenges you are having in picking a camera. All right, now let's talk some accessories. A few accessories can take your setup from good to great. Some accessories are essential, and some just get in the way. First up, extra batteries. Some mirrorless cameras drain fast, so I would recommend having around 2 to 3 batteries at a minimum, and more if you shoot a lot of video. Memory card. You're gonna want something fast and reliable. Don't cheap out here. So go with SanDisk or Lexar. You're also gonna need a place to put your camera. So you'll need a camera bag or some kind of sling, something like that. I love camera bags from Peak Design. They are one of the top quality options, so go check them out. I'll put some links below. A compact tripod or GorillaPod is going to be helpful if you're creating video or you're shooting landscapes. I also don't love camera straps. So while cameras often come with camera straps, they're hard to remove. So I would recommend getting a camera strap from Peak Design and you can have easily removable clips. Next, you'll want to get a camera air blaster so you can clean the sensor that if you have a removable lens will eventually get dusty and cause dark spots in your images. So you can blow air onto it and clean it to make sure you get the best image quality. All these accessories, again, linked below. Lastly, let's talk about some tips for everyday photos. No matter what camera you use, these tips can instantly improve your photos. You're gonna wanna master natural light, thinking window light is your best friend. You gotta learn about color, hardness, and the best times of day to shoot photos. It's certainly not at noon. Another tip that really helped in my photography was get high, get low, get far, get close. Try to avoid taking photos standing from a medium height at a medium distance. Create a little more dynamic by moving your body. I recommend getting down on eye level with kids or pets or your subject in general. When it's fast action, you're gonna wanna use the burst mode on your camera. So you can get a series of quick succession images that will help you capture that peak moment. I recommend cleaning your lens, not just your camera lens, but if you're using your phone, make sure you just give it a quick wipe before you take a picture because it often gets coated with whatever your phone is touching and that'll help you get sharper and better image quality. And lastly, don't force smiles. This is tempting for parents, but it can really make pictures just feel a lot less intimate and real. It requires a lot of patience, but it really does pay off when you get that moment. So to wrap things up, the best camera to have is the one you'll actually carry with you and feel inspired to use. Whether that's the multi-$1,000 mirrorless setup or the phone in your pocket, What matters most is that you feel excited to capture the moments that matter to you. All of the info and links and gear that I talked about in this video today will also be in our accompanying blog post, link in the description. So go ahead over there and you can shop directly from that without having to rewatch the video and find exactly what you're looking for. Hope that helps. If you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button and the like button, and don't forget to stay tuned for our gear guides, photo tips, and real life photography advice. Let me know what you'd like to shoot in the comments below, and I'll be sure to tailor a future video to that subject. Be sure to head down to the shop to grab our essential travel photography guide and get some tips on lighting, gear, and staying creative on the go if you have any travel coming up this summer. The guide will help you pack light, shoot with intention, and tell better stories. In the meantime, if you're wondering why your photos look boring, go check out this video, and I will see you over there.